Goodbye YouTube, how's it going everybody? Got for y'all today a pretty good battle that I had, I believe at my last stream. Now I know I do have Kyurem Black. I've been using Kyurem Black a lot recently. That's because I really do like Kyurem Black. And before anybody says, oh Leo, you're using an Uber. Leo, why are you cheating? You're using an Uber. Oh, Kyurem Black is Uber. Stop. Kyurem Black was Uber in 5th Gen for about a week. People realized it had a crappy physical move pool, and ever since it has been OU, and currently it is in BL. So Kyurem Black is not an Uber. It's a legendary Pokemon. That does not mean it's an Uber. Okay, can we just stop that right now? But anyways, looking at threats on my opponent's side of the field, the only real thing I was going to be worried about was going to be the Scizor, just because Mega Scizor after a Swords Dance or two is very, very scary to face. So seeing that he had a Smeargle, I'm actually going to be leading off with my kind of Smeargle counter, I guess you could say, my Mandibuzz. He actually ends up going for the Magic Code, I guess maybe thinking I would go for the Taunt or something along those lines because Mandibuzz do tend to carry Taunt, but I go for 2 knockoffs. Thankfully he's able to live my second one. As he gets up his Sticky Web and Stealth Rocks, I'm going to be able to safely go for the Defog. Unfortunately, Smeargle is still faster than me, so in the end, he is going to end up with either Sticky Web or Stealth Rocks. So what I'm going to do is actually switch into my Conkeldurr, knowing that he would most likely go for the Rocks or the Sticky Web. And if he did go for the Spore, that would have been some next level shit predictions right there, and I would have been mind fucked. But no, he did just go for the safe Stealth Rocks, as I'm able to knock him out with the Mach Punch. He is not going to bring in the Scizor. I was really hoping he would just be like Choice Banded Scizor, not Mega Scizor, because 9 out of 10 Mega Scizors are Swords Dance, at least from what I've seen. And of course he has the Swords Dance, and my hardest hitting move is the Drain Punch, which as you can see only does about 20%. Thankfully though, I'm able to live the Bullet Punch, and this is just really sped up because it's basically me just constantly going for Drain Punches because I do not want to allow the Scizor to come out of this exchange freely. So I'm just going to stay and constantly keep going for Drain Punches. I do get a crit in the long run of the battle. I'm not sure how much the crit does end up mattering, although I do force him to go for the Roost. As I said, just going to stay and keep going for the Drain Punches. As I go for one final Drain Punch, I'm going to predict him to go for the Roost this turn, but he predicts me and goes for the Bullet Punch as I switch into my Gourgeist. And just look at how well Gourgeist is going to take this +2 stab Bullet Punch. That's barely a 2-hit KO, ladies and gentlemen. Gourgeist is way too bulky. As he goes for the U-turn, I'm able to live. Unfortunately, I did make the really dumb and obvious play and go for the Will-O-Wisp, as he does end up bringing in the Infernape. In hindsight, what I should have done was gone for the Pain Split, but yeah, that was just really dumb on my part. You don't mess around with threats. I really did not want to mess around with that Scizor, as I get off a decent little bit of damage with the Shadow Sneak. I don't really need my Gourgeist anyways, so I'm just going to leave it in for him to knock me out as he brings back in the Scizor. The only real Pokemon I can switch into in this situation is my Pinsir, because after a Mega Evolve, I will be able to knock him out with a Return, although I maybe could have gone for the Quick Attack. I was just really scared about the fact that Quick Attack wouldn't knock out the Scizor, but it really wouldn't have mattered, I guess, because I could have just Quick Attacked again or returned as he possibly roosted. But in the long run of the battle, you're going to see that it doesn't end up mattering at all, as he brings in the Infernape. I thought a Quick Attack would have knocked him out, and to be honest, what I should have done was stayed in and gone for the Quick Attack instead of switching directly into my Seismitoad, as I do right here. I do take the Flare Blitz. Unfortunately though, he does end up getting the burn, which is kind of annoying, but it's not really game changing in the slightest, although it is going to make it easier for him to knock on my Seismitoad. Shit happens, there's nothing I can do about it. So I'm just going to stay in. I'm going to go for the safe Skull because I have no reason not to, as he brings in the Scrafty. I'm hoping I can get a burn and that he doesn't turn out to be Shed Skin. Unfortunately, no burn, but it's fine because I should be able to get off another good amount of damage if I am able to live any hit that he wants to go for. As he goes for the Substitute, I was actually kind of worried because I didn't think my Scald would be able to break his Substitute. Thankfully for me though, it is strong enough, or either I just got a high damage roll. And to be honest, I can possibly beat this Scrafty one-on-one, so if he really wants to stay in and like bulk up or Dragon Dance or something along those lines, I really have nothing to worry about it. But he does actually end up going straight for the aggressive and offensive play. It turns out that he has Life Orb, so Substitute Drain Punch Life Orb Scrafty does kind of seem interesting. I might have to try that out because it is definitely a new set that I haven't seen anybody use, although Bulk Up, in my opinion, is Scrafty's better set. But hey, to each their own. As I get off a bit more damage with the Earth Power, he does end up knocking me out due to the fact that he did burn me. But now I can just safely bring in my Conkeldurr. I'm going to go straight for the Mach Punch. I really have no reason to overpredict. If he brings in the Gliscor, I do have the Ice Punch. So yeah, just Mach Punch was my safest play to go for. As he does bring in the Gliscor, I make the stupid play and reveal to him that I have Ice Punch. In hindsight, what I should have done was gone for the knockoff, but yeah, that was just a misplay on my part because now he is going to predict me to go for the Ice Punch as he switches into the Infernape. Still does a decent bit of damage, but I don't want to stay in and possibly have Mach Punch not knock him out. So what I'm going to do is actually fodder off my Pinsir. This way, I can now get a free switch into my Mandibuzz, which should be able to live any hit that he wants to go for. Even if he is choice banded, Mandibuzz is an extremely bulky Pokemon. As I take that crit stab close combat, I'm going to be able to, in return, knock him out with the Foul Play, which means I no longer have to worry about this Infernape. And actually, if I had stayed in with my Pinsir and Quick Attack, I could have knocked him out with the Mach Punch from my Conkeldurr, which means I would have been able to keep my Pinsir still and not have my Mandibuzz take that unnecessary damage. But hey, it really isn't too big of a deal. As he brings in the Excadrill, it turns out that he has the Air Balloon. I'm just going to leave in my Mandibuzz for fodder because now I can get a free switch into my Kyurem, which should be able to easily take a Rock Slide. And after I break his balloon with the Ice Beam, I should be able to knock him out with the Earth Power. So I go for the Ice Beam, get off a pretty good amount of damage. As he goes for the Rock Slide, unfortunately he does end up missing. Now before anybody says, oh, that was game changing, oh, that mattered, no, it did not. As you can see, here's the damage calc. I would have been able to live the Rock Slide and still knock him out this turn with the Earth Power. Although, if he did get a high damage roll with the Rock Slide, it would have come down to my Conkeldurr living in Earthquake from this Gliscor or not. But yeah, in the end, it wasn't game-changing, although it did alter the score. That was really it. And I'm able to knock out the Gliscor with the Ice Beam, and that is a victory in my favor. So yeah, that was definitely a fun, good, close battle. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to some more content. And actually, while we're on the topic of Kyurem Black, how do you guys feel about Kyurem Black? Leave a comment down below. Let me know how you feel about it. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's too powerful? In my opinion, as I said, I don't really think Kyurem Black is overpowered. It does have a bad physical move pool, and I personally like especially offensive Kyurem Black as opposed to physically offensive Kyurem Black because it does catch things off guard. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. Leave what you think about it in the comment section below. But yeah, with that, guys, if you missed my 2 previous uploads, they are playing on your screen right now. And enjoy the rest of your night and or day, and I will see you all soon. So later, everybody.